What's up, everybody? We got Nick Merico today, singer-songwriter, American Idol, Nickelodeon, all good stuff. He's from Florida, and we're going to have him on here for a little chat. He's ready to go. Ready to go. How you doing today? Everybody watching later, thank you very much. Feel free to tag Nick or me in the comments, and we'll answer your questions afterwards. Everyone watching right now, get your questions ready. Get them ready. All right. What's going on? How you doing today, guys? This will be like the third or fourth month for this show going live, which is pretty snazzy. All right, here we go. Hello, Brenda. Hello, Sherry.
What's going on?
Hey, what's up?
All right, all right. I'm great, man. Where are you right now?
We got a good connection today. Good connection.
It's a good feeling to not hear the same sentence repeated over and over again because of the lag. It's like we're right here in person. What? Yeah, exactly.
What? So what's going on? You're in Florida right now. How was the basketball playing there the other day?
I made a couple points, like three-pointers, which I'm proud at. And
nice.
and then I was so exhausted that I collapsed on the concrete afterwards. Overall, great experience.
Nice.
Yeah, man.
You remember the basketball game where you go around the court? I don't know if it was like letters or something.
I think it was like
that.
around the world. I think that's what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that when I was a kid. That was cool.
Yeah, I was never really good at that. I was more of the like, let's go just hang out under the tree kind of dude. I was never really the sports guy growing up, you know what I'm saying?
Bring your guitar, write some songs.
Yeah, like this one's about recess being too short. Da-na-na. You know, that was me as a kid.
So you're a singer-songwriter, pop style. You got some blues too in you. I hear it in your voice.
Definitely some blues, yeah.
People that don't know, which I didn't know actually until I looked you up, but you were on Nickelodeon too.
Dude, yeah, that was a interesting part of my life. When I was younger, I just only sang. I was not really an actor. And then one day, like, I hit puberty, and I couldn't hit a note to save my life, right? Like, everything was out the window. Everything I thought I knew about singing.
Lowered.
Yeah. So my mom's like, why don't you try acting? I'm like, okay, sure. Let's give this a shot. And, like, after auditioning for a year, I was fortunate enough to come across this Every Which Way. And a couple auditions later, I found myself in the middle of a TV show as a lead with no acting experience. And so I was like one of those like fake it till I make it. I'm like, yeah, I can do this. You know, so I really had to learn quickly.
Got the attitude going.
That's all you need sometimes, is the right attitude, and you can get anything done. You know what I'm saying?
And you did the song for it too, right?
Yeah, I didn't write it, which I wish I would have. I love that song, but I did sing it. And so every time I'm on live or something, fans always like, sing It's Always You, sing It's Always You. And so it's like, it's a part of my character now. I love it. It's cool.
Nice. You play acoustic too, or?
Yeah, I have a guitar over there, and I have a piano right in front of me right now. So those are the two instruments I go back and forth on. But I want to learn the sax. I feel like that's my next mission, to really get that going.
Sax was really big up until the 90s, and then it dropped off.
It's just dropped. It's like, you play the sax now? Oh.
Yeah. But I just remember because the guy from Dave Matthews, he played sax for everybody on everybody's records. But then he passed away, and it seemed like there was no saxophone anymore on anything. So it was probably him.
So one guy like changed the entire course of saxophone.
I would say so. I mean, he was the man.
Dang.
I don't know his name, but
I guess it's my responsibility to bring back the sax, baby.
There you go. You don't hear that pop music either. I think that would be cool.
I mean, I feel like you hear saxophone more in like house music. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
You know how it is.
Atypical version.
I used to listen to like straight trap house, like EDM music on my way to high school every day. Like my eardrums are not going to be functioning properly in a couple of years because I would blast the house music, and like you would see my minivan I was driving in high school, like the windows shaking from how loud the bass was. It was a lot of fun.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Kind of the same thing, but I had a car and I was blasting Metallica, 3 Days Grace, Hinder, Daughtry,
Right.
Megadeth, Ozzy, all those type of bands.
Nice. Ozzy.
Love them.
Who is on your
Yeah.
wall back there? Who do you got on your wall?
That's me, and I got Metallica. We did a show where we opened for Shinedown, Megadeth,
No way.
Dokken, 6 a.m. It was like a festival. And then I was on a front page of an older magazine. It's not around anymore, called Music Now magazine.
Mhm.
But I put that up. I got Like a Storm, and most of these are just shows I've opened up, and I've had the artists and stuff, just sign the CDs or a piece of paper or whatever, and go from there. But a lot of rock bands.
No, I can tell. I can tell by the rock guitars, the electric guitars on your wall.
Yeah.
It should be called
Big
a rock
fan.
guitar. Yeah, big fan. What's your favorite guitar you got there?
I use ESPs now. Really like them. I've used Ovations for 12 years now or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's a long time. I just upgraded recently. I got rid of they made a celebrity series, and they started making them in China, and they weren't as good.
They weren't as good.
So yeah, I just switch up and get a different branch of them. So
I guess
these are really good.
That's good. Sucks you got no one to play for right now except all the beautiful people on the internet. But next time
I know. What's up, people?
Yeah, how is everyone
You guys
doing?
got questions? Put them in the chat.
If you don't have questions, emojis work just fine too.
Yeah.
We're happy.
We all
with
wear our
emojis.
sunglasses at night, you know? You know that song?
I do, and I wish I had a pair right next to me to use for this comedic timing, but unfortunately, I don't have any.
Here's a question. Do you have any guitar tips?
Do I have any guitar tips? Work through the pain. Yeah, that's how you get good. Just work through the pain. I mean,
especially acoustic.
Especially. Start off on acoustic, because then it's easier to play electric, because the strings are harder to play. And then I started off in acoustic, and then electric was like easier to get the chords at least right. But honestly, like for me, I guess the only tip I would give is to just like learn your scales, especially because I like to like do like freestyle like. And so when I learn my scales, I feel like I know the guitar a lot better. I don't look at it, I'm like, what's happening here? And,
that's the only way to improvise. If you're playing with people, one's got to be rhythm, one's got to be lead. I mean, not all the time, but
not all the time.
Traditionally,
a lot of times
there's
two rhythm guitars most of the time in big bands. You know. What's the best song to play on guitar? Oh my God, I don't even want to go there because I feel like
I don't even know that one.
It's like a conspiracy issue. Like don't play Stairway to Heaven or So Help Me God. Don't
play Wagon Wheel, please. Don't play it anymore.
Yeah, you have the usual songs. Future goals for both of you. That's a good question.
Any new projects? We'll get to new projects in a little while.
Any future goals for both of you? You want to start? What's one of your future goals? And I'll think of mine.
I mean, I just released an EP. I plan on doing one more music video for it, and then I have a single that I just finished for next year. But honestly, I don't know. I moved towards guitar lessons, mixing, recording, tracking. So it's like it's all digital, it's all online, nothing in person. So the days of I was telling you, I was playing a gig like every week.
Yeah, man.
I don't really know. I just don't know anymore. You know.
I know. I guess right now, like what I've been focusing on is trying to practice and be as prepared as possible for when the real world opens up again. So you know, my skills are like finessed and honed in on, and like I feel more confident than ever before. Who are your biggest influences? I like this one. Okay, one of my biggest influences is the band Santana, because these guys are like have a perfect influence of Afro, rock, and blues. And I love the emotion behind their songs, and it really like got me started on electric guitar, and it helped me open up into my Latin side of things, because I'm half Argentinian. So, you know, it's important to explore that other side of who I am. You know, not just listening to American rock music, but also listening to Spanish music, tango music. You know, there's this one artist named...
I get a sense of that. Yeah. I get a sense of that in some of your songs. Your last one, talk about the last video released 5 months ago there.
Yeah, so that was natural. That's my brother-in-law and my sister shot the music video with me, and they're so talented. And we edited. Thank you. And so now like I have like 7 songs ready to go. you know, and I'm just so excited to push them. You know, things that happen kind of slow things down a little bit, but, you know, we're working on my EP, the music videos and everything. And there's going to be a lot of great music coming to the fans soon. But Natural is a song about living in the moment and being, you know, happy with the person you're with right now, and just like looking in the person's eyes and saying like, wow, I can see myself with this person forever, but it all starts with right now. And so the video for that, I had the idea of like having a projector project like nature video over my face as I perform. And the girl in the video is actually my girlfriend now, because she did such an amazing job. I'm like, you know what, you should just be in my life every day.
That's a good one. Do the music video, we'll see where it goes, you know? I don't know.
Yeah, we'll start with the music video and then we'll take you on a date or something.
That's cool. I like it.
But yeah,
so after Nickelodeon, so I was going to say, because I go, you look like you could act. I go, this kid, because I'm into film too, love film stuff, but I go, I think he could act. Then to found Nickelodeon, then came Idol, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you were,
yeah.
I read anyways, you were on season 17 and 18. How does that happen?
So for season 17, I went on the show and I auditioned, and like after I auditioned, like I wasn't happy with the management I had, and like I kind of had like an existential crisis. Like I thought to myself, like, is this the right move for me? Like I don't have any music. Like I fully panicked because I'm like, I don't know who I am. Like I don't know if I want to do Idol. So like I fired my management and I backed out of Idol, right? And like 4 or 5 months later, after I already backed out, they already aired my audition anyway. And it did really well. And I'm like, people loved it. And I was like, crap. Like, and then people are going to ask why I didn't go. And it looked really selfish to say, oh, I didn't want to go, you know? But like in my head, like it was like the right thing to do at the time, you know? Hindsight's 2020, obviously. So I had to just swallow my pride and continue my life. And then they invited me back on the show the next season. And my new manager was like, you know, it may be a chance to show who you are and stuff. And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I think you're right. I go back and I'll try to show who I am, when that backfired pretty badly. I mean, not badly. It's just they kind of spun me into somebody that I'm not. And that kind of like, you know, opened my eyes up a little bit. Like, oh, this is TV, you know? And
yeah, I mean, some of it's ratings. Some of it is, I mean, I've auditioned for all those shows except for Idol. I've never been on one. But just the contracts alone for the audition are ridiculous.
Very ridiculous, you know? Yeah. And so,
it's just...
And that was a big part of it. I was scared of so much. Like, think about it. I just got out of a TV show of Nickelodeon, right? Like, that was like contracts. And then to jump into another contract, I was scared. I'm like, well, I haven't even explored who I am yet as an artist, you know? And so I'm like, I have to go and spend like time to like figure out what I do with my music and how to write and all these things. But, you know, like I said, hindsight's 2020. The best thing would have been to stay on that season, but I didn't. And I'm happy with where my life's at right now. I have no complaints, you know. And it
was a good artist choice. You know, who knows?
Who knows, right?
Yeah, who knows? But people, I want to say this out there for the reality shows is, you know, you do cover songs, okay? There's no originality as far as there's no originals you can do.
Yeah.
So it's like,
and if you do, they own your originals, like, and it's just like,
yeah, that sucks. But so, you know, you gotta play the game a little bit. You know, some people think too real, you know, for those shows maybe.
Too real.
They take it too serious, you know what I mean?
I think so, yeah. And I mean, it's reality TV at the end of the day. Like, the reason I never wanted to be on American Idol, one of those shows, is because I realized like it's never about the person. It's about like the show, you know. And so like those spin your story to however is best for ratings, and like that's why I was always against it. But I was convinced by my ex-management to do that, to go on the show, and so I did. I mean, I'm not hating on Idol. They do a lot of great things. And in this season, I had a lot of great memories, you know. The people I worked with were great. The people I met were so nice. You know, it's just they made me look bad. And that's how I feel. That's just how I feel. Like, I'm not going to deny that. I feel like they make me look that good. But that's okay, because I'm confident with, like, where my music's at. I'm happy with my fans. Like, I'm happy with myself. You know, I know who I am, and I know what I'm not, and I wake up and think about that every day, and I stick to it. So as long as you're comfortable with who you are, like whatever anyone else says shouldn't matter. That's the truth of it.
I agree. 100%. You got to keep that positive shoulder, you know?
Look, man.
Somebody asked how old you were. I don't know.
This quarantine look adds 5 years to how I really look. I'm telling you. I'm 24.
Yeah. I got my hair cut.
Yeah, it looks good, man.
It's a home haircut. I haven't gone to the barber
You
ever.
cut it yourself?
No, I don't. No. Somebody that lives here does.
Oh. Well, hey, can you cut hair? No. What about you? Can you? Okay, come on. Yeah, like kind of like that.
Yeah.
How many people?
I can trim it a little bit if it gets, you know, but I can't cut the whole thing. No way.
No, yeah, don't do that. Our hair is precious while we're young, so it's just.
Yep.
You hear that? That's my cat. She's like, I'm hungry. And
I was like, is that a screaming lion in the
the
background?
thing is, my cat Lubel, God bless her, she's deaf. She can't hear anything. So it's like
Can't hear anything.
she can't hear how loud she is. And so she just.
Hey, Andrea, what's up? She's from California. I see some regulars in here.
Hey,
Shout out to you
hey, Andrea.
guys. Thanks for tuning in.
From Guam all the way out there.
So you got 2 other videos that I saw before the 5-month one that you released. Do you want to talk about those too? Did you do one right when you're on the show or after the show?
Yeah,
or something
that
like
was natural. That was the one with the projector and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, because that came out 5 months ago. That was pretty recent.
Yeah. That came out 5 months ago. So the ones before that, those I love the songs I did. I love the music video too. It's really simple. It really it just shows nice colors and. But the videos I want to do from here on out, like I really want them to be like videos that kind of mess with your mind a little bit. Like I want to do like the snazzy psychedelic videos in a way. And so I'm excited to see, how my sister and I can work together because they're so talented. You know, as long as I can just put a vision to life, that's what makes your realities come true, everybody. That's why you got to always stay connected with people, you know. You never know who you can meet. And so I always try to be nice to everybody because you know, everybody has something to give to the world, you know? Everybody has something to give to the world. Everybody has something to
I do the same thing. It's just how it is. I always, like with me, I always offer if anybody needs guitar or bass or, you know, it's just, I just like to do it, you know? Whether they pay me or not, you know, who knows? But it doesn't matter. I still do it anyways, you know?
Of course, yeah. And that's the love of being a musician. And then, you know, as long as like, the thing about being a musician is like, yeah, it's tough because like you're constantly like questioning your worth and like, oh my God, like I'm not getting paid this week. But then like you play music and then all that goes away. And then you're suddenly like, this is what life is about, is like playing that string and just feeling like shivers all over your body. Like nothing compares to it, you know? And you and I, I'm sure we just want to give that to the world. We just want our music to help people forget about their problems and think about things in a different way.
Yeah. I tell you, some of the messages and stuff I get, I don't know if you get this, like if somebody listens to a song and then they send you like a personal message about it. Like I've gotten husbands beating them and this song reminds them of, you know, like breaking away and divorcing them or something. Or it was, you know, more and more people are getting cancer now. I am so surprised, like, the amount of people on my Facebook and some of my fans that are going through that. And
it's because of what the industry has become, man. I mean, I don't want to go on a rant right now, but like to add on that, like I encourage everyone to really do your research into like organic and vegetarianism because like the food industry is the main reason people are getting that disease. And I'm just going to leave it at that. I don't want to get into that. I'm just saying like that's like, it has to be the number one reason why, you know, but it's just,
I'm very much like I still love McDonald's and all that, but you can't eat that every day. I mean, if you got
I literally went to get Taco Bell at 2 a.m. last night. So don't even, I don't even feel bad. Like it's there. I wanted some Taco Bell. You can't tell me what to do. That's funny.
Yeah. You just can't eat it every day or even every week. Sometimes it's too much. You end up be like, here's the thing, right? I haven't eaten fast food, get this, in almost 7 months now. I haven't eaten out anywhere because I won't.
That's good, man. That's really
I
good.
noticed a difference. I don't crave sugar.
It takes
Bunch of
like
other things.
what, like a month to like kick the craving. Because me and my girlfriend, we really love cookies. We're trying to like
Like,
cut that habit. Like, you know, it's hard, but like sugar is the most addicting drug in the world,
yeah.
100%. You know, and so
My my favorite soda. So I have to have I do cane sugar soda. I try to. You don't get the effects as much. So if it's bottled cane sugar soda, it's better
is
than like
that
a
better though,
Pepsi.
or is that just like a marketing tactic to make it feel better? You know, because I
Well,
always
it's
think about that. Like, do they really care about
yeah.
my well-being, or are they just trying to make more money?
I know what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? But
Depends what's in it. You got to read the label.
yeah, you're like aspartame. Fuck it. Oops, excuse me. Did not. I'm just
Yeah.
kidding. But yeah, I mean, I like the comments people are saying though. Like, I love how interactive everyone is. You know, you said, I wish I had the willpower to stop eating junk food. Listen, Saskia, that's like a superpower on its own. Like, willpower is what's going to either make you into the most confident person in the world or turn you into the opposite. And that's my
Yep.
honest opinion. That's like literally my
So
honest opinion.
because the COVID stuff, I was forced to do it. You know, because I have asthma and allergies and all that, and I'm like, I don't I can't risk going out and playing and eating and all that kind of stuff. So that's how it started. But get this, man, I was so pissed off about it. 3 month mark. I mean, I was pissed.
Right.
I made my own a Big Mac. I made a McFish, whatever it's
You
called,
made your
and
own Big Mac? No way,
yeah,
bro.
and
So wait,
dude,
you made a
it
burger?
tasted it tasted even better because it was real.
So wait, you made a burger, but you called it a Big Mac, or what's missing in a Big Mac that I don't know about?
No, man, I made the Big Mac with Wagyu meat, the kind that's really tender and all that.
Wait,
Oh,
the
it was
expensive
awesome.
meat, the Wagyu meat, like the Japanese kind of meat, the one
It's
that's like
good.
marbled, like with has a white marbled like meat. I know exactly. That's like
Really,
$200, like for what, an ounce of that stuff? How much is it?
yeah. I mean,
It's
there's levels of that. I didn't buy the top. It's not top stuff here, but
I
you can get a lower form of it. It's good.
now that you got me talking
It's
about
good.
meat, man, I want a filet mignon so bad right now. Like,
Those
I
are
know we
good
were
too.
just talking about go vegan, but I can't help it. I just want filet mignon. So my
Hey, a little
girlfriend's
bit of meat in there,
vegetarian, and
right?
but anyway, it's fine.
So, back to the comments here. They asked you what's next. So let's talk about that a little bit.
I got a couple things up and running. So obviously, I have music. I have this song called Angel Eyes that's coming out in the next week, and I'm so happy about it. But I'm also working on a clothing brand too. It's called Free Fall, and it's going to be really neat. It's like has a future retro vibe, and it's all based
Okay.
off like this astronaut that's like the lead of like the clothing brand. It's going to be featured on a bunch of different products, and it's like
Nice.
literally like he's like free falling, suspended in motion. So it's like what I took from that is like I took retrofuturism, like how people in the 50s thought of the future would be. And I designed it off that. And so I'm really excited to drop
Yeah.
that. But
There were some futuristic designs in the 50s. Really
they're
cool.
like, we're going to have flying cars. Don't even worry about it. Like, yeah, microwave, that's just the beginning. Like I'm telling you,
Yeah.
they're onto some things back there. And now we have filters that make us into dogs. So what are you going to do? You can't get everything. The future's an interesting place, I gotta say. I was
I
talking.
don't know. I don't know. Who knows what's gonna happen?
I have
But
an idea of what's going to happen. I can
yeah,
tell you right now, flying cars are not going to be a thing. I,
not yet.
I just don't think it's feasible. Like, you guys tell me what you think. You think flying cars are actually going to happen? I think it's too much, and it's
I
not
A
practical.
couple hundred years, I think so, because you know why? They'll map out the sky as a grid, and then you won't. Same thing as in like Back to the Future, but you won't fly it. It'll fly it for you, and it's flies it on. Everything's on the grid. There'll be no accidents unless the thing
Underground,
stalls.
they'll do it underground tunnels, like what Elon
No, that's
Musk.
bad, man.
It's
That's
bad.
bad.
It's bad.
That causes earthquakes and stuff. I mean,
No, not the
it's
earthquakes. Oh goodness.
go
Yeah.
underground.
Sherry's
I
like,
want
no
to be
more
king, wouldn't
DeLoreans.
you?
Yeah, that's funny. Flying cars are in
Uh,
Japan already. What are you talking about, Scott? Are you serious?
there's hover car. They hover. They don't
Oh,
fly. They hover.
okay.
Yeah,
You're right. You're right.
yeah.
All right. They have. I think they have those Ubers in Abu Dhabi, Dubai. They have like the hover taxis. That's like kind of like the drone, so it has like the 4 propellers and it just picks you up, which is absolutely terrifying. I would never do that.
It's the speeder in Star Wars. That's what they
It
made.
is the speeder in Star Wars. Oh my gosh, I need that right now.
Yep. I blame all those movies. Ever watch Star Trek and all that? It's all come true.
I watch Star
The
Trek every
gadget
day.
of the phone, you know?
Yeah, like I remember me and my girlfriend were watching Star Trek the other day, and the Dr. Crusher said, we need to establish a Neuralink. And I'm like, wait a minute, isn't that the thing that Elon Musk is doing right now? He's literally creating a company called Neuralink, which is literally doing that. And they were talking about it like 30 years ago, 40 years ago. So it's just like, you know, science fiction it has a purpose. It inspires people.
Do you think how do you think that's going to affect music? Do you think it's going to be so digital that it's like just feels like those movies that you see where everybody's emotionless?
I think it's the opposite. I think music is going to be the one place people are going to go to feel anything anymore. You know, because you can't deny that. Like if I play like that makes you feel a certain way, no matter what mood you're in. And if I play like
yeah, but it won't be real though. Like you won't even have to play it.
Exactly. It'll be in your head, you know? And so like I think the one thing that's gonna keep us human is our emotions. And what's crazy about that is like robots can mimic it, but like there's nothing like feeling an emotion that somebody else is feeling and you can't explain it. Like humans are connected in a way that we can't explain. Because I feel like we're living our lives so outwardly right now because everything's so materialistic. Like it's all about how you look and how you dress and stuff that we neglect the power of our own subconscious, you know? And I feel like in the future, when technology is doing everything for you, people are going to want to know more about the inside of the mind. Like for example, like when people meditate or do lucid dreaming or get in that state of like, you know, where your brain waves are really down low, you know, like they're like literally in zeta waves, and like they literally find answers from the universe. They go flying, they explore, they find out things about themselves, and even they can communicate with people like telepathically. Like I've done that before. It's trippy as heck. But all I'm trying to say is that in the future, you know, people are going to start looking more inside their own mind and seeing the power of the consciousness. And that's what I'm excited for in the future. I'm excited to see what breakthroughs we're going to have with our own minds, because that's the one thing we don't understand in the universe. The one thing is our own mind. So
I don't know if we ever will, but
who knows?
It's a good thing because I think, you know, to be honest, and there's people that argue with this, I think the time spent on the phones and the computers make you a little emotionless.
Desensitized, you know? Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's kind of sad because it's happening to younger kids by the day, you know, and so
yeah, they don't get rid of it. It's there all the time.
And so like
just like you know, I'm sure like when you went and played basketball, you don't have your phone on every 5 seconds. You're worried about that. It's a physical thing. You could go back to it, but if you don't ever have that, it's like being stuck in a virtual world where you got to play guitar and you never ever get to play for an audience or something. You know,
I feel that exactly. You know, and this is a weird timeline because everyone's confined to their technology to communicate with the world, and like is that becoming the new normal? And if that's the case, like, you know, what's strange to me is like we're in the middle of like of an experiment of humanity, right? For thousands of years before this, we didn't have what we have now, you know. And so like how are kids going to grow up and become functioning adults with the things we have now? Like I have faith that people are going to come to their senses, but at the same time, like maybe a lot of people won't.
You got the industries, you know.
Yeah, and so it's like it's a lot to think about. It's a lot to really to ponder and process, because like even one thing I think about, for example, is like when you believe something crazy on the internet. Like I'm sure you've heard a lot about like flat earthers or like these conspiracy theorists just go off on a tangent.
I've heard Willie Nelson died 2 years ago and it wasn't true.
You're like, I thought he died. Like, no, he's right over there. Oh,
I shared it and everything. I go, the dude died.
You shared it? Oh my God, you're the cause.
It was on Yahoo.
Oh God, that's what you always got to fact check. You know, people don't fact check either, so it's like misinformation spreads like wildfire.
I tell you, I went on Facebook that day and it was all over, and then all of a sudden on TV they're like, "No, it was fake."
It was fake. He was like, "Damn, could you just let me die, please? Like, I would love to just be alone for a little bit." Can you imagine?
Cloud of smoke opens up. There was he came around our area. I live in upstate New York, and he came around here when he was first starting out with Sonny and Cher. And an older couple that I know said they seen one of his first shows.
Mm-hmm.
And he had, like, him and Sonny and Cher were sharing this old tour bus. And when the tour bus opened, there was a smoke cloud that almost was like a fog effect that happened coming out. And there's Willie, and then there's the other two coming out. They played at this some bar or something like that. It was real old days, 60s
Wow.
or something.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, that's quite the sight to see, huh?
Just picture that.
It literally feels like a sci-fi movie, like all the smoke coming out, but it's just marijuana. But man,
this entrance.
Willie's living in the best time because the weed today is probably stronger than the weed has ever been, And so they're like, man, God, this stuff is like destroying me right now. Like, I can't imagine. But
I don't know how he's still alive, but we'll go.
it's probably just a hologram at this point, and no one even knows.
Yeah, what do you think about that? Like seeing Michael Jackson as a hologram going out.
I wouldn't pay money for it. That's for sure.
No.
I
It's kind of cool to watch, but
yeah, it's cool to watch, but it's like it's a gimmick, It's like
yeah.
it doesn't feel like the real thing. Like I remember watching.
If that was you, what would you think if that was you? Would you? I kind of would be like, it's cool. It keeps you going. It keeps me going, or the essence of that person, maybe. It's almost like seeing a cover band.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, how would I feel about a hologram made after me? I mean, am I alive to see the hologram at least?
No.
Oh, okay. They're just gonna be like, hey, look, when you die, we're just trust us. It's gonna look great. Like I'd be like, hey man, I have no say in it, so just make him funny, Just put a couple jokes in there at least, All right, give him a wicked guitar solo or something, please. Make it worth something. I mean, yeah. How would you feel about it?
I wouldn't mind. I just wouldn't want them to. If they say things, like, what are they saying? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As far as the songs, I wouldn't worry about it. But
Creo's
especially if they use the audio from the CD, be like, whatever.
Exactly. But this girl Creo said, I feel like they were trying to make money off me, and I get you. I get you. But at the same time, I would make sure that money goes to charity. Mm-hmm. Yeah. At least some of it, because I'm sure the band wants to get paid and whatnot, but whatever.
Yeah. It's all the spinning wheel.
So Savoy, the homie, asked, is Nick a hologram?
You kind of are digital right now.
Yeah, you can't really prove or disprove that. So, hey, baby.
Who knows? But the good thing about all this is that, these interviews and stuff, I don't think they would be happening if everybody was super busy. So it's actually a cool thing. I did it out of boredom. I go, I'm so bored. I don't know what to do. I got to try to keep things fresh. And I'm like, I want to reach out to some people that I like and see if they just want to chat like this, and people dig it.
This is great, man. I thought about doing something similar, but like instead of chatting, like I want to find people and like collaborate with them. Like I want to find other musicians, but like instrument players, like people who do crazy instruments and collab with them. Because like I can sing and stuff and play piano and stuff, but
steel drum or something.
Yeah, like a steel drum or like one of those like sitars or maybe even
a washboard
or like a cajon. Maybe some guy just hits a tree really fun and it's just like, and it sounds cool. Who knows? Like let's get creative
Bigfoot.
with it,
Take the stick.
Yeah, Bigfoot. Let's just do like Step Up. No, what's that movie? It was a musical that they used to have. It was like everyone, it was like all percussion, but they would use like common objects found around them.
Oh,
it was
not
like
the Blue Man Group,
no,
right?
not the Blue Man Group.
Kind of do that.
No, but what was it like? It had different scenes of like they would be like in a construction job, and then like boom, 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 and then this guy would hit the cone. Oh my gosh, I used to watch it all the time. It'll come to me, but it was really cool. It was like they made this in the 90s, right? Early 2000s.
Oh, okay.
And so like it was just like people making sounds with miscellaneous objects, And so it was cool. If I find the name, I'll DM it to you. All
right. You do you think you'll act again? Do you want to do that again?
Yeah, I think I'll act again. I think
you still have an agent or?
Yeah, I have an agent. I haven't gotten any auditions recently though. But acting is challenging. Like I think it's really tough. think it's like harder than singing. But to be honest, one thing I learned about acting recently, and the reason it was tough for me, is because I had a really hard time letting my emotions go, right? I feel like growing up, I built these walls around me so I can never really feel how I wanted to feel. And so acting allowed me to overcome those walls and not be afraid of my emotions, you know, and to like cry and be sad or angry or happy. And like once those walls let down, like those emotions started flowing more. And then I realized how sensitive I am actually. Because when I was growing up, I was trying to be like, you know, like a man. And then like in my mind, like, you know, men don't feel emotions. We're strong, we're tough. And so I cut it all off. And that ended up hindering my progress as a musician and an actor. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah. There's a little bit of, even like for me, I feel there's a little bit of barrier even with music still. Like I won't go there, you know, emotionally.
Yeah, it's tough.
What would happen if you did? You know what I mean?
You'd make beautiful music. That's the truth.
Yeah.
Of it. And
or it'd be really dark or something. You know?
Hey, sometimes you got to let the dark stuff out to get to the light, you know? And I really think that like when for example, when I'm like not thinking about something, like when I'm playing and not thinking about it, and I'm just literally focused on how I feel, like your body tells its story through the music, you know? And that's why I encourage everyone to like to really like think about their emotions and how they're feeling and how to talk about it. And because if you're in art, what's up?
Do you write that way? Do you write with lyrics first, or do you have to feel the music?
I feel the music, and Sylvia said it. It's called Stomp. That's what it was called.
Stomp.
Yeah,
I've never heard of that.
You should check them out. They're cool. But
never heard of it.
Yeah, I start with the music. Like I find some chords, and then like I'm like, oh, those chords are nice. Usually, what I do is I create a top melody, you know, and then after that top melody, I kind of just find another melody. And then once I find the melody, I'm like, all right, let's see what words can go into this, you know? But one thing I learned from this writer, his name is Max Martin. I'm sure you know Max Martin. He's like the biggest pop songwriter in the world. Like he's like one of the best. And what he does when he writes is like, he like freestyles some gibberish, like and like he chooses his syllables wisely.
Consonants.
The consonant syllables, and then he fills in the words like that because the syllables or the consonants is like that's what's catchy to us, like the because like you could hear a Spanish song and I have no idea what they're saying, but the way they're saying it is what attracts me, and so that's what I started trying to do, you know. And
the tone, the melody, the style of the voice, you know, whatever.
Absolutely. So I like to just focus on the music first because that's all really what matters is the music. You know, that's like the lyrics are really important, and I love writing because it's like it's a challenge, but the music is like the most important part, 100%. What about you? When you listen to music for the first time, do you listen to the lyrics first, or the melody first, or all of it? Like how do you go about that?
So I'll get this. None of that. You know what I listen to?
What?
Because I'm into audio mixing and stuff now. I can't help it. I listen to the mix first.
Dude,
then
nice.
I have to go back and listen to see, like, what did that guy sing about? And what were those guitar parts about?
Right.
And then I'm actually very drum oriented.
Okay.
When I listen to songs, especially rock, I listen to the drums first. I don't know why. It's just the sound.
They just stand out to you, man. And like the drums carry the song. So if the drums hit, you're like, okay, I like this song, you know? But if the drums fall,
I mean, if it's got that sound, you know, if you listen to a rock song and it's, even for a mix, it's like dry. There's no reverb on the snare or something, and it doesn't fit that style. And you're like, if it just punched more, you know? And then you listen to, you know, 3 Days Grace, Shine Down, or whatever, comes in with those big snares and stuff like that, and you're like, all right, feel it.
Talking. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I'm going to start doing that, but I feel like it would ruin a lot of songs for me if I start listening to the mix first thing.
It does. It really does.
The drums do carry the song. Also, I always I wait to the chorus. Like if the chorus is like good, then I'm like, okay, this song is decent, you know? But if the chorus falls, because like for me, the chorus is everything. You know, it's what sticks in people's heads is the chorus. You know.
See, I'm a verse guy. Love verses and bridges.
Really?
If it's got a killer intro and the verse
I guess
is like,
it seems like we'd work well together, man. You like the verses, I like the choruses. You do your job, I do mine.
yeah. Because you know why?
Why?
I can tell you why. Because there's more creativity and underlying stuff in the verses and the bridges than the chorus. Because I feel like a chorus is just a hook.
Yeah.
And it's got that melody in there to hook you in, but there's no room to be really sneaky.
Yeah, I understand.
You know?
No, I completely get you. Like the verse, you tell the story in any possible way. Like you tell the story of the music, the
It's got to
words.
be
Yeah.
clear.
Yeah. Yona says the bridges. Yo, I'll be honest. I don't write my songs with bridges. I just
Really? Oh, you got to. I love bridges, man.
You're right, man. You're absolutely right, Frank. I'm gonna start writing more bridges to my songs, bro. Absolutely.
Do them after your choruses, right after the chorus, and then go into something else.
Absolutely, bro. You're so right. You know what?
Try it.
I'm gonna start doing more bridges. The world needs more bridges. Who's with me?
Yeah. What do you do? A lot of pre-choruses? Do you like pre-choruses?
I like pre-choruses on pre-choruses on pre-choruses. Like you're like, oh, it's the chorus.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not.
Okay.
That's the chorus. Wait, that's the chorus. Like I try to make every melody as catchy as possible. So like you don't know what the chorus is. Everything just sounds good. You know.
Yeah.
And so, because I think like it's healthy to like break the stereotype of like a typical song structure, because you don't want them to like predict what you're gonna do. Like, yes, there's a verse, and then yes, there's a pre-chorus, and then yes, there's a chorus, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, bridge, chorus, chorus, double chorus. Like that's like every song structure. So I love to try and like switch that up and, you know, like change different melodies and then bring up an old melody that it did in the first verse. That's not the chorus melody.
Yeah.
You know, and then like, because it keeps people guessing, but like, not only does it keep people guessing, but it keeps people entertained because they're like, wait a minute, like this sounds good, but it's also like not what I expected. You know, music, once you take off the limitations to what music should be is when you finally feel free as a musician. And that's what I think. You know, dude, I'll tell you what this freaking 7-time Latin Grammy Award winner told me. He's like a genius on piano. Like you could play Mozart to like to Oscar Peterson to like, you know, John Coltrane. Like he was genius. And like one day he walked in me playing piano and I was just doing whatever. And he's like, Nick, you're pretty good, but you know, you need a little work. I'm like, yeah, I know. I should learn music theory and like go to some school. And he's like, I taught music theory for 20 years. And he's like, let me tell you, he's like, what you should do as a musician is learn by ear the songs that you love. And if you learn by ear the songs that you love, like your emotions and your intuition will naturally pick that up, and like that'll help you create better. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. But I still studied music theory because why not? But
a little bit doesn't hurt.
I don't know.
Plug your new song coming out again. Somebody asked about that. What's up next?
All
Do
right,
it again.
All right, it's called Angel Eyes, and it's gonna be coming out next week. I'm really excited. It has a really cool cover. The song's great. It has a little guitar solo on the end. First time I'm doing a guitar solo.
There you go.
So I'm definitely incorporating more rock into my music now, and which I love. You know, I've been really getting into rock lately, and I'm trying to combine different genres. And Angel Eyes is going to be the first of that. So I'm really excited for you guys to listen to that. It's going to be exciting.
Nice.
Yeah, man.
I'll be listening. Anything with guitar, I love.
Yeah, me too. Guitar solos are the one thing that give me like goosebumps for real. You know, when I hear a good guitar, so I'm like, all right, I'm good. Like yeah, so it's fun.
Do you who have you worked with? You worked with anybody else, or like as far as producers and stuff?
I worked with a couple people. Like even if I say the names, I don't feel like anyone it wouldn't mean anything, you know, because like they're really talented, but like producers, all the ones I work with aren't like famous, you know, even though they work with famous people. But I just love working with hungry people. Like people who would just want to create music without thinking about, let's make $1 million or let's make a hit. Let's just make something good and fun and like, you know, let's focus on the vibe and not the outcome. Because when I was in LA, I felt like that was a lot of the times the vibe when I went to sessions. It was like, all right, let's make a hit, $1 million and go. And he's like, okay, like it feels so fabricated, you know, and I don't know. That's why every time I go into session, I try to like really talk to the person and get to know them and like hear what they have to say and like let them feel vulnerable and comfortable, because I think creativity is best achieved when you're in a vulnerable state. I 100% think so.
Yeah. And you can be you. You know, if you're there with a producer and the producer's like kind of egging you on a little bit and you're a little nervous, you ain't going to sing right, you ain't going to play right.
You're just going to shut down, bro. And I've been there a bunch of times, trust me. And I'm sure you have too.
Got to be you, like in your space where you practice.
Yeah.
It's the same deal. You're just in a big studio and it adds excitement or whatever it might be, you know?
Yeah, and you know, like I'm sure you've been in the sessions, I'm sure you've been in the sessions where like you feel like you're on top of the world, you know, and like everyone is like your friend and like everyone's working together and like there's no animosity, there's no like tension. You know, if there's a bad idea, there's no big deal because you got tons of good ones, you know, and it's that positivity that that extrapolates and creates something amazing.
Frank, can you do that a little higher? Can you lose that a little bit? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, can you lose that? Hey, whatever you just did, it was great, but can we not do that ever again? Awesome.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Can you use it? Can you just can you rewrite it? Thanks. Yeah.
Hey, that was great, Frank. Let's just try it again, but completely different. All right, here we go.
Yeah, go.
Yeah, and I know it's the worst. But you ever think that like, you know, it's getting so easy to record, like going back to what you said earlier, like, you know, I use Logic, for example, right? Do you know, are you familiar with Logic Pro?
No, I've used Cakewalk Sonar for a lot of years.
I don't even know what that is, bro. I don't even know what that is.
Very user-friendly. But I know Logic a little tiny bit just from my first CD.
So I don't know if what you have has this feature, but what I really like to use Logic for is like when I record my vocals or guitar or whatever, any audio, DAW, pretty much I can like splice every take to everything I want. So let's say I have 10 takes of the same vocal track. I can like literally splice, I want that part there, and then I want that part there, and I want that part there with just a click of a button. And it makes it so easy. So like I can record 10 different verses, and then I can pick and choose which this word sounded best in this take, or this word sounded best in this take. This word sounded best in this take. And so after like 5 minutes, you get the best possible take by taking the best parts of each take. And Logic did it super seamlessly. And it sounds like really impressive. And I just love using that with Logic. It makes like recording the best take so much easier. But it also makes me think, if I keep doing that, I'm never going to record a good take ever again. You know what I mean? So
I'm a little old school. I kind of do that. What I do is it's got to be the full line. It's not going to be like 2 words and then cut and then another 2 words.
Exactly. You got to go.
It's got to be the line. You could do line by line.
Yeah.
But then sometimes, you know, your voice tonally it changes.
And if
you know, and it's
exactly. And if there's anybody listening on this right now who is into music, I'm going to give you a really important tip right now. So listen up. When you record your song on a mic, memorize the lyrics. Memorize the lyrics to a point where you don't have to look at your. No, I don't read them because when you don't read them and you memorize them, the emotion comes out and like you really think about what you're saying. And that, I'm telling you, that comes through on the track. And this producer I worked with, who right now is working with Coldplay and Kanye West, like he's on the top of his level right now. The guy who did Natural, he told me that. He's like, next time you come in here, I don't want you to read off your phone. I want you to memorize it. And I'm like, okay. Like I haven't like had that reaction. I'm like, okay. And he's like, because you're going to sound better. And I'm like, and he's right. And so that's some advice. I just want to just say, you do whatever you want, obviously.
Good advice.
But it helps me a lot. It really helps me get into the feeling of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The groove.
Yeah. Do you write a lot?
My thing is kind of I beat it to the wall. I'll do it 100 and something times, and then kind of go from there. And then what I'll do is I'll say this is the real take, and then I can do it a little easier.
Yeah, like you psych yourself into it. You know, you're like, all right, practice it 112 times. Yeah. I think this is the one. I feel you, bro.
Well, to be honest, I do like sometimes I do 4 different vocal versions. One where it's the idea, one where it's pretty close, another one where I thought it was right, you know, and then no, we're gonna delete all that, and then I'm gonna do one for real.
Yeah.
But to me, it's my mind works where when I'm looking at the lyrics, I could rework them easy, whether it's digital or on a piece of paper.
Nice, yeah. And you can find like the best solution, right?
Yeah, up until that final take, that's kind of my process. And the final take is like, I know the line, you know.
Okay. I didn't know that. Yeah, that's a really good perspective as well, man. I mean,
And I delete everything. I don't keep it.
you delete
You know,
it?
some people keep it. I like to keep 2 or 3 like good master takes and done
Yeah,
after
save
that
that
because you've already
CPU,
done
man.
100 and something.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, like for my guitar solos, like when I do them, I do like 100 takes because
Yeah.
like I'll be honest, I'm not the best guitar player, but
So you do that like the vocal. You know, where guitar I don't. Guitar I do it maybe 3 times or something like that. Or
well, it's easier for me for vocals. The guitar is a little harder for me because like I'm
okay,
still a novice, but like I do it so much that like I get better like faster, you know, because I become obsessed with it, and you know, but I have to do like 100 takes because like I have an ear where like I'm like, oh, that note could be a little better, or like that thing, and like
yeah,
you know
critical sometimes.
it's like you're a perfectionist of your own stuff, so you end up wasting like
Yeah.
so much time trying to get that one little detail, but sometimes it's not worth it. You should just
You're like, crap, I forgot that little teeny slide at the end or
that
whatever
little
it is.
slide, yeah.
The vibrato thing that went like this, you're like, that makes total difference.
Yeah, like am I
Months
the
from
only
now,
one who
you'd be
heard
like, I
that?
don't hear
Yeah,
it.
it's a detail. That's all that matters, man. It's the details, you know. Like one of
Yep.
like for that Queen song, Killer Queen. Like one of my favorite things in that song is like when he says "sound like a pussycat" and then the guitar does a wow sound. Like
Yeah.
that was so cool for me listening to it as a kid, and I don't know why I just
Yeah.
thought of that song, but I like Queen.
I like it. So we got a few minutes left here. I appreciate you coming on and chatting, hanging out, and talking with your
I
fans.
had a
And
great time, man. An hour
it's
went by
cool.
like that, pretty much.
Yeah, these are, I tell you, they go by so fast. I'm like, I don't even know. It's almost 7 here now.
Nah, man. Conversations for me are like my favorite pastime. Like I love to talk. And so when I talk, like time just flies, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I feel like it was really good talking to you. We talked about pretty much everything there is to talk about as far as I can think of. I mean,
One say, yeah, this will be available after too, guys. So we'll be sharing it to our stories. It'll be on my YouTube, Facebook. Feel free to follow me here or anywhere. I don't care. And or shoot us a message. We'll get it to you if you want to watch it again.
send it to you.
And tag him, me, whatever. We will continue to, answer your questions and all that kind of stuff. But
Nice.
yeah. So a week from now, your new single. Make sure everybody check that out.
Thank you guys.
You got the music video. You got one music video out right now, recent, that you guys can check out. I like that one because I like the filming stuff of it. I know what you're talking about. Want to get deeper into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll just keep on improving,
it.
like make something better than the last project and just keep working. But
Yep.
thank you for having me, Frank.
No problem, man. I appreciate it.
Wow.
And as always, you need any guitar, bass. I just got a 6K Blackmagic camera, so I can do some video stuff now too.
Oh, no way. If you're ever in Miami, bro, just hit me up. Like where are you right now?
Upstate New York.
Okay, well
I can send you footage though. If you need footage or something, I can film it and send it. Whatever.
We'll discuss the details, man. Maybe I'll give you a cardboard
Right.
cutout of me and you can just fake it.
There he is, right there, everybody.
Yeah, there he is. Don't pay too much attention to him, but he's there. No, I'm kidding. All right,
I
man.
think the shutter speed could be a little slower.
Oh, dude, that's hilarious. But I'll keep in touch. I'm sure we can collaborate. If I need guitars or
Definitely.
bass, I'll hit you up. If you need vocals, hit me up. All right?
Yeah, I was thinking some backing vocals someday of some song, get a couple people on. Riley Bria, he was on American Idol. He did some guitar work for my new song, and it came out very like Nirvana-ish
Oh.
lead. It was really cool. So I love that kind of stuff.
Okay.
It's neat.
I also play the keys too. So if you need any like demoing for
Yeah.
keys, let me know.
Yeah, I don't know anybody that plays keys well.
Okay. Well, look no further. I'm here for you, man. I'm
There you
here
go.
for you, all right? So
Like it.
you have a good one. I'll talk to you soon. Thank you guys for watching.
All right, guys. Thanks very much. Keep rocking.
Boom. Bye.